Hello YouTube and welcome to our 19th Unity tutorial. We're going far, and today we are going to just do a couple of bug fixes. Well, not bug fixes, add a couple of extras into our game, make it a bit better for where it is now so we have less to fix later on. Yeah, and so at the moment what firstly we're going to do is, as you can see, that fires and it misses it, and our Falcon Punch is really loud compared to our Hadouken. So what we're going to quickly do is use Audacity, which I said last time, to chop out some bits and then cut down the audio, well, the volume of it, so we don't have to do it in game, and this shouldn't take really long. So if you didn't do it last time, you will need Audacity to carry on following this. If not, if you don't want to do this and you've got a different sound, skip to around 5 minutes or something and you will see it, because I don't know how long it'll take, but I might put an annotation here or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, and so firstly you need to download this, and it's free to download, completely free and legal. And once you've downloaded this, if you want to export it as MP3s, you will also need to download this DLL file. I will put this in the description, and once you've downloaded Audacity, install it and stick this with the plugins folder inside, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So firstly, go back to your Unity and open up your sounds folder and show it in Explorer. Then start Audacity. You will see a file like this. As you can see, I've already tested it, yeah. And so what you want to do first is go to your sounds folder and get the one what doesn't work right, well, which is too loud. So we're going to start with the Falcon Punch. So as you can see, here it is. These are all the volume meters. I'm not very good with Audacity, but yeah, so there's all the sounds. If we play it, as you see, it's quite loud. So the higher it is, the louder it is, the smaller it is, the less it is. If it's straight line, it's completely dead. So what we can do is delete this line so it instantly starts, instead of having to delay for that split second. And if we look at this end bit, we don't need that either. That just takes up more time, so we can delete that too. So it'll still sound the exact same for now, but it'll just make extra so it doesn't, so it's got less chance of skipping. And now what we're going to do is just insert one below it. So we're going to insert the Hadouken, because that's a good volume. As you can see, if you look at the side here, you can see the highest one is just a bit above 0.5. So if we cross that off, don't keep that on when you save, because it'll mess up. And if we go here, ours is way over 0.5. So if you do is you click here and press Control A, or to select all, whatever you know, if you know any other shortcuts. And you can use other programs to do this. This is just an example one to keep the tutorial free. So yeah, then go to Effects, Amplify. Make sure you're on Stop. If you're in the middle of playing, it won't let you do it, so just wait till it stops or stop it. Select everything, click Amplify, and here you can either amplify it more by going into the pluses, so the higher it is the louder it will be, which we don't want. However, if you put a minus in between it, I know -6 is a good one, because I tested this earlier, so we weren't sat here testing it, and click OK, it'll do it. And now as you can see, it's a lot less quieter, still the same length, but if you look at the sides, it's just a bit over 0.5, so it's roughly the same volume as our other one, which is all good. So now to save it, you go to File, Export, because the save project as will save it as an AUP file, which Audacity uses. So if you want to keep editing it, use that. However, if you want to do it like this, go to here, find where you want to save it. So I want the Falcon Punch, click it, select MP3 here, or whatever you want to save it as. I'm saving it as MP3 because that's what the file already is. So click Save, and it will be, yes, it already exists. Click Yes. Click. You can add some things here if you want, like the artist name and whatever. Just click OK. Now before that screen, if this is your first time using Audacity, you'll get a box which says something like, please install or download download that DLL and get it. So if you have already downloaded it and it's still saying it, just click the browse button and go and click on this DLL wherever you've put it, which should be in your plugins folder if you've done it right. So pause it here if you want to do that. Make sure you go up to date, and I'm going to carry on now. So that's all done, which is all good. So now what we want to do is go cross that off and open up our Shang Tsung hit one. Because if you notice, look at the big delays here. Oh god, that's bad. But yeah, so if we play, all this wasted time here. So if we select it and click play, it'll only play what we select. Look at all this wasted stuff. Here, what's this bit like? We kind of need that. Yeah, so these decibels up here are not 1 second, they are 0.10, like milliseconds I think it is. So these zeros will be 1 second, so all this here, milli, there's 1 second. So, not even hitting 1 second, but still, there's delay there, isn't there? So when we hit him over it, it skips. So what you do is here, just select it, delete it, select it, and delete it. If you want to be fancy, you could like select the end bit, effect, and fade out, and it'll just fade it out. You won't hear no difference, but it does fade out. So again, same again, file, export, Shang Tsung hit, and yes, okay, and that's it. So we've done our sound. Play our game now. I would suggest keeping Audacity in. Oh, we meant to change the file thing. So it's a lot less quieter now. So yeah, you can either keep working on it till you get it to the right volume you want, or you can just leave it as it is. But we've done basic editing. I would suggest keeping Audacity in because it is a really helpful program. So the next thing we are going to fix is, as you saw when we were going hit, we were getting money, which was, yeah, it was really good, but it's not what we want. So what we should do is first look at what we've called our coins. So coin, so just copy it, and I don't believe this top one, is it? No, that's just a game object. So remember to try and keep all your coins the same name unless you want to change the value of some. So like this one be 10, like we'll have a green one be 20 or something, I don't know. So yeah, and then we go to our scripts, then our collection script. As you can see, it simply says, when I load it up, whenever we hit a trigger with anything, so our bullets or anything, our money is plus 10. And then we play the coin money, print our money, and destroy the collider. It's all good, except we gain money for being hit. So, easy fix is to add an if statement if the collision what's hitting us, .gameObject, just a capital O, nothing else, and then .name, lowercase, and then we put equals, 2 equals for if, and paste our coin in there in speech marks. So as you can see, if the colliders.gameObjects.name equals coin, which it does, then it'll do this. Otherwise, it's not going to touch it. So just add your second bracket in, don't forget it, because you'll get errors through at you. And also, copy this destroy collision here, destroy col.gameObject, and you'll see why in a minute. So if we play it, when we get hit, we shouldn't get any money, we should just take damage. Come on, hit us. There we go. But as you can see, the fireball's still going through us. If you want to keep it there, don't follow this next bit, but I want it to destroy like it did before. So easiest thing to do is to go to player health controls, where it says if the collider.enemy clone hits us, player health -1. Then below it, put destroy col.gameObject, like so. So now, if it hits us, it will destroy it, which should work perfect. So let's try it. And then after this, we've got something cool to try. So, come on. There we go. And it can keep hitting us all day. So that's quickly done. That was easy fix. And now I was sat about for a bit thinking what we could add quickly to our game, because I don't know how long this was going to take. And then I thought, water. Water would be really cool. However, to get the specialist water, which Unity uses, you'll have to buy Unity for, which is the Pro package, unless you use this trick which my teacher taught me, which is really cool. So what you do is go to a terrain. You can't do this on normal box colliders, so I say we do it here. And now what we're going to do, in fact no, let's make a new terrain. Is that a terrain? No. So make a whole new terrain, and terrain, create terrain. It's all good, except if you remember, set resolution is 2000. So we just simply make it 20 because we only want a small pool, nothing big, and set resolution. But where is it? Zoom out and zoom out. There it is. It's all over there. So drag it over here. The reason it spawns over there is because that place over there is 0, 0, 0 position. The place we did ours is kind of how to put it, not in the middle. We've kind of done ours. So if you click our terrain here, you can see it's 300, 255 miles away from it. But that's not a big problem. It won't affect our game or anything. So, where's our thing? There it is. As you can see, we have our terrain. So we go to this side, drag it up. We need it the same height. So if we go to our, as you can see, it's affecting the y-axis. So if we click at this one, that's 0. There we go. Copy that and paste it into our terrain. Hopefully. Okay, ignore that then. So we have our terrain here. Let's just try and alter it right, because it needs to be right, else it'll not work and not look properly. Paste it here. Like so. There's our terrain. It's all good for now. Budget up, place it next to this. Come on. You could spend hours doing this, but it doesn't need to be perfect, so I'm just going to simply put it there. And then what we're going to do is lift all the terrain up. So, completely lift up, and you'll see what's going to happen in a minute. So, we'll stay on the top view, because then it's easiest to see. If we go to the set terrain height, and we'll set it to something like, do we want a deep pull? 10. And biggest brush, that's tiny. Bigger brush, that's still tiny. Oh well. And we'll lift it up. As you can see, it is drawing, and you want the whole terrain to be lifted. Don't miss one bit. And mine's starting to lag thanks to the recorder. Thank you, recorder. And you'll see why we're doing this in a minute when it makes sense. It's hard to explain, and like basically we're creating the bowl for the water now. It won't be realistic water, like if you tip this in the game or something, it's not going to fall out. It'll be really basic, but it'll look quite good. So there you go, we've lifted it all up, it's off the ground. Now what we do is set this height back to 0 and then paint a small pool in the middle, like so. I'll just have a round pool, like so. So as I said when we first did the terrain, you can spend hours doing it. There, oh, that's big. Well, we have our small-ish thing, but if our character drops in at the moment, we have no way to get out. So in twos, I'm just going to create a little bit of stairs, like so, and start here. 2, 4. I'm just basically creating some stairs, so if our character does accidentally fall in, it doesn't get stuck and we have to restart the game, because then that's just crap. Unless you want your character to die when you do that, but yeah. So we will be doing a boundary script soon, so if you do fall out, you've got a way to get out. That needs to be 9 as well. I think you could get out of there. Oh well, let's hope so. So now, what we can do is if we get a box, like, game object, create other cube then, not a box. And if we drag it in the middle, here, and then expand it so it covers the outside of the pool, I think that'd be enough. No, a bit more. Like that. Then go to the side view, expand it, like so, and then make it big and just completely fill it in with it, and then drag it down so it's not at the top. As you can see, it kind of looks like we've got something in there, like frozen water or something. So now what we want to do is, on the box collider tick is trigger, like so. So it's all good. Now go back to our terrain. In fact, we'll call this cube water first, like so. In our terrain, we'll call this water underscore floor, So that's our water floor. However, it's grey. Grey is not good. So what we're gonna do is paintbrush, edit textures, add texture, and add our grass texture back in. As you can see, we have a lot more textures now. Where's our grass texture? Floor grass. There we are. Add. There we go. But as you can see, it kind of looks like it. It's not brilliant. So what we're going to do is go to the internet. I don't know how long this tutorial is going to be. Oh well, my old tutorials have been quite long, so it doesn't matter. And my internet decides to go slow. So hopeful. Oh well, back to Unity in a minute while that loads. And we're going to drag our water into our water floor, like so. And then we're going to go to the side view and drag it all down again. Like so. So you can walk straight on it, and because we've put it as a trigger, you should be able to just walk right on top of it. And then when you walk on top of this, you will fall in. And what we can do is eventually add a water texture, another one to our terrain, and paint all the inside of this blue, and then put a water texture on top of here, and that'll be blue too. Oh, come on. There we go. Go back to here and type in here water seamless texture, like so. And I like that one, yeah. And so file, save as, and go back to Unity, right click in the textures folder and show in Explorer, just move, and go to our texture folder, add a new folder called water. There we go. And we'll copy that URL of our bar, and this basically just quick file thing, and save it into there. Water text. In fact, yeah, we'll just call it water. There we go. Saved. Go back to Unity, import, hada, and drag our water texture onto it. Boom, we have water. It doesn't look very good, but if we tile it, there we go. As you can see, we have basic water. But if we go back to, if we hide this for a minute, like so, and quickly paint the inside of this because we want it to be painted because then it'll look cooler. So if we go to our water floor, brush, edit, add another texture on top, and I'm pretty sure it was called water. As you can see, we already had water, but I like mine. Oh, I don't feel well. Oh well. So if we paint at the moment, it'll just be on grass. If we click on water, there we go. We are painting water. How amazing are we? As you can see, it will go around the edges for the moment, but it doesn't matter entirely, because what we are just doing at the moment is just getting a basic shape of it, and we'll paint back over the top of it in a minute. There we go. So if we play our game now, it won't look brilliant. That bit there, that's from the other one, but that's from the box collide in front. As you can see, we now have some weird sided water, but yeah. So back onto the Y view and paint the grass on again. I'm going to use this one just so it blends in easier. As you can see though, it's done it already. Boom. Edit and do. It could be really... Oh, it's done it again. Oh, I don't care. We could spend ages doing it, like I said. But, yeah. There we go. We've got a basic one. You can't actually paint around the sides, because as you can see, if we paint it there. I suppose you could do it like that, but it still paints around the edges. Oh well. Messed it up. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Oh, I've got to fix that now. It just looks silly. And there we go, that'll nearly do it. Yeah, so there we go. We'll just use that because that looks good enough. That's the best we're going to get. Paint that, yeah. And now enable our water again. We have basic water with a messy bit, yeah. So if we play it now and kill this guy because he'll keep shooting at us, die, 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 die. And walk in with our dodgy walking, and he randomly looking at us. See, we step on the terrain, we can walk around, but then if we fall in, whee! Obviously we'll have to make it bigger and like move the camera in, because at the moment it's that big. But yeah, as you can see, we are now in water, and if we want to go out we can bash space button to jump up our random stairs, and we are stuck. Why are we stuck? So go this way. And I don't know if I should add this in the end or not, but yeah, let's do it. This tutorial may be extra long for what we're about to do, but oh well. When you go in the water, you usually have this blurry vision, I think. I've never actually been underwater, like the beach or something. Like when you go in the water and like see it, I don't open my eyes underwater. But yeah, if you ever done it, you usually should get a thing like a weird vision. So what we're going to do is simply add it whenever we hit the water. So as soon as we collide with the water, activate the vision, and as soon as we don't, get rid of it. So what we can do is go back to Photoshop or Paint.net, whatever you use, create a new project called whatever, make it 1000 by 1000 just so it's big enough, and change your colour to the kind of colour you have. I'm just going to use a basic blue, like paint it on, and then change. Oh, I don't like that blue. I don't know why, I just don't like it. That's better. That's better, yes. And we're going to change the opacity to around 70, 80, 90, 80. 80 will do. And then we'll go to File, Save As, and I'm going to save it as a PSD, but you can save it as whatever you like. I would suggest using something that has transparency, because we're about to enable transparency, because as you can see this is transparent, well semi-transparent. So we're just going to call this camera water with an underscore, just to make it look nice. There we go. Cross that off, and now it's loaded. Now what we're going to do is go to our camera and drag our game view half split screen like so. So what we're going to do now is create another plane and put it basically in front of our camera, and when this plane will be always off, but if we hit the water it'll come on. So where's our plane gone? Hey, where's he gone? Oh damn, there we go. So what we're going to do now is rotate it towards us so we can actually see it on the camera. So this is going to be -90. That's 90. There we go. And then scale it really down, like so. If we go to our camera now and press global, if it ever tilts, just press global and local and it'll fix itself. So yeah, as you can see in the game view, we can now see it updated. So what we're going to do is zoom in, drag it across in the middle, and pull it back so it completely covers our whole vision. Zoom in, slight tweaks, so that's its limit. So obviously we're going to need to expand it more, so scale, across scale, and drag it across a bit, scale it more, there we go. Now we can't see, all good. No, so if we go to our water and drag our camera water in, wrong one, and drag it on top of it, as you can see nothing happens. How good is that? So that's not supposed to do. There we go. If we drag it on now, there we go. As you can see we have blurred blue vision. But if we go to our camera water material, just click mesh render and click materials, it'll be equipped. Click the diffuse and change it to transparent, and then bump to diffuse. As you can see, it kind of unblurs itself and it kind of looks like we're underwater. We could add ripples to it and everything, but not for now. And change the plane to water camera or whatever you want to call it, and drag it into our main camera. So as you can see, if we play at the moment, it's always blue and it freaks out when the light's near it. But if we were to go underwater, as you can see, we're underwater. Well, our camera looks like it is. And that guy up there, the reason the fireball's coming down is because he's looking through the floor, because it's a trigger. Yeah, so what we're going to do now is create a quick script which when we hit that water, it will enable the water camera, and then when we don't, it disables it. So it's really quick script, shouldn't take long, and all good. However, if you don't want to do this water script. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. Blah blah. Goodbye. And now to the rest of you like staying and want to do water. Yes. So we're going to create a new folder in our scripts and call it folder water. Yeah. And we'll just create a new script inside JavaScript and call it water controls. And what we'll eventually do in here is like slow the player down and blur the camera vision out, make it harder to rotate, make it so we can't fire fireballs, they just turn into air balls or water balls, I don't know. Like deactivate some weapons and stuff, but for now we're just simply going to enable it. So first we'll start with a variable var, and first we need our water one. So we need to somehow to be able to get hold of the water camera. So we'll just call it var water camera. There we go. And then colon game object, like so. So the water camera is a game object, 2 capitals on game object. And what we'll do is get rid of these 2 functions and create a new one on trigger enter, like we did our fireball. And in here write col colon collider. It might be collision, might be collider. I sometimes get mixed up with them. But now we will do if col.gameObject, like we did this earlier in the beginning of this tutorial. .name equals, then it will equal the name of our collider which we want to collide with when the trigger enters it. So when we enter the trigger, which will be the water, so as you can see it's called water. So when we enter the collision name water, open brackets, then we want the water camera dot active equals true. So we want it to be active when we hit it. But then we need to create a new function, so copy it and then paste it, called onTriggerExit. Put the R in, which basically does the exact same thing except enter when we enter it, exit when we exit it. And yes, there is one for when you're staying inside it, is called stay, onTriggerStay. So for this one, when we leave the collider named water, then we want it to be false. Like so. That should do it somewhere. Even though we haven't, but yeah. So, go away, Shang Tsung. Die. And, oh, leave me alone. Bully. Right. So, we're only going to try and step on this top step now. So, we go in. We have water. We step out. It leaves. Woo! In. Uh-oh. And what we can do is we can make it bigger next time. Or what we could do is make it so if the head on our character hits water, because at the moment our feet just do it, and like, well, we can clearly see. So what we'll do is make it so if the head collides with the water, it'll do it, but that's for later. That's another extra. And this camera's doing my head in. Oh, we do have another one. So where's that one? That one. We don't need that. Oh, we do. We need to disable it though. There we go. So that messed up on my part, but that's it. So I think that's everything I wanted to fit in this tutorial. I don't know how long this tutorial is going to be. Just another fix, just move our character down, because if that'll fix Shang Tsung firing in the air at the beginning. But yeah, so next tutorial we might try and get him to only shoot us when we're in the vicinity, or we're near him, just so that. We'll try and fix that water, make it a bit bigger, make it look cooler. Error, go away. There we go. And we'll add some more stuff to our thing. Well, basically now, because we have the basic stuff for our game, we have a health system, we have a death system, nearly. We have enemies, so we can start adding missions now, so when the enemies are dead, we can have the shop, so we can buy another weapon. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Please like it, and thank you for staying this far in the tutorial. If it is long, I apologise, but we need to make a game good, and the tutorial should be up today. I usually do one weekly, but it is half term. Woo! So, I will add tutorials daily, and thanks for watching. See you later.